Welcome to the PLT podcast, Eloise.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, it's so good to have you here, babe. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good. How have you been?
I've been good. It's been a busy morning for yourself as well. We've been setting up. This whole new Zoom life is just a bit crazy, but we're here, we're together, we're ready to go. You're actually in the Wave House now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, correct, yeah.
Like, let me just say, like, I feel like I'm there with you right now. I feel like I'm experiencing the Wave House. I wish I actually was.
Well, welcome.
The theme for today's episode is be creative, and creativity is something that you obviously have in abundance. So I want to get to know that a little bit better. So tell me a little bit about your upbringing, what your childhood was like, and if you were always a creative person.
I guess, yeah, from like a young age, I've always been like really creative. Like I did drama, A-level, GCSE. Like I've always just loved creating things. Even when I was younger, like my mum always says, like I was always in the garden, like bossing around my little sisters, being like, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. Like I've always been doing that really, like my whole life. So yeah, I'd say like throughout my whole life, I'd say I've been creative, yeah, for sure.
And so when you were younger, did you have an idea of like what career path you wanted to go down? Was it like a creative route or was it something completely different?
I think when you're younger, like back then, it was always like, oh, I want to be an actress. Like it was always very like that. And I was always like that. But I always like, I was speaking to like one of the girls yesterday about it. And I was saying how like, I would always have my homework, like doing my homework. And then on the side, I'd always have like YouTubers up, like always watching YouTube. And like always in the back of my mind was like, oh, I'd love to do that. And like they did all their makeup collections and it was like something I've always wanted to do. So I feel like back then it was always actress, but like in my heart, I always knew social media would be something that I wanted to do for sure.
Wow, and how crazy is it to sit and be doing what you're doing now? It kind of incorporates everything, so it's social media. There's a little bit of acting involved, I guess, as well.
Yeah, at the minute, yeah, for sure. I mean, I absolutely love what I do, like, especially like in the Wave House, it's brought out like a whole different creativity, like stream and everything realistically. And it's just like pushed our creativity to like the next level in a way. So I feel like, yeah, it's the most amazing thing.
And so you actually went to university before what you're doing now. You actually went to university, but you left to pursue your social media career. Is that right?
Yeah, so I was studying politics and I've been studying it because I did it at A-level. Yeah, I loved politics. I was like obsessed with it. I went to university, did the first year, did the second year, and I hated it. Like I was so unhappy there, like could not stand it, was so like my mental health was not in a good way because I just couldn't stand being there. I ended up getting a job in summer with Jimbo's dad, who's my boyfriend, and I started working for him and we're working alongside each other. And then I just went to my dad and I was doing TikTok and like my TikTok was kind of taking off at this point. I maybe had like maybe 100K, 200K. It was nothing like you could make a job out of it at that point, but I was like getting there. And I basically was like to my dad, listen, I'm going to take a gap year. I'm going to work with Jimbo's dad for this year and see if I can blow up my social media even more. And then if I do and I make money from it, I'll drop out. And he was like, okay, like he didn't really believe it, but yeah, he was like, not sure. And I was like, okay. And I remember I just like dropped out. I didn't tell them. I just said I was on a gap year, but I just sent it off and I dropped out because I didn't want to give myself the option to fail, you know? So I was just like, I'm just going to drop out, like not tell them. They'll think I'm on a gap year. And then I had till September, which is obviously this year. And by September, I was moved into the Wave House. So there was no going back. I was like, I'm out, like not going back.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I have so many questions off the back of that. Like, I don't even know where to begin, but I love the fact that you said, I'm not giving myself chance to fail, because that's it. If you say, oh, I'll take a gap year, you're not really fully committing. No. So I absolutely love that, by the way, fully obsessed with that. And hold on, so is that how you met Jimbo? Is that how you guys like became friends before, obviously, what you now are boyfriend and girlfriend?
Well, no, because me and Jimbo actually met on Tinder. Like we met on
Stop!
Yeah, we met on Tinder.
So you're busy at university, you're looking to drop out, you've got this social media blowing up and you're on Tinder, like, girl, you must be so busy, or at that time you must have been so busy.
So I was like, I met him on Tinder, but the only way I met him was because like, you know, like if you have Tinder, you have your like the amount of meters you are away from someone. I had to like really close, and he just happened to be in my area at one point. And like, because he's from Surrey, like he's like 2 hours away from me, but it just so happened that he passed the area, and then he like super liked me. He didn't just like me, he super liked me. And then like it went from there, and we just like spoke from them, we're literally speaking every day, like 6-hour phone calls every single day. Like we were like obsessed with each other before we even met. And then we met. And then, it just went from there really. So.
Oh my God. And I want to talk a little bit more about you and Jimbo later on and a bit more about the Wave House. But tell me how your parents reacted. So you said you told your dad, like, how did your friends and family that maybe aren't into the social media world as much as you, how did they react to you saying, okay, I'm taking a gap year?
I feel like my friends were like really supportive. Like my best friend Luke, I feel like he was a bit like, oh, are you sure? But really supportive. My mum was like definitely the most supportive out of my mum and dad. Like my mum was just like do it, but you have to make sure your dad's okay. Because my mum loved my social media. Like she loved what I was doing. Don't really know if she like was 100% that it would be like a job for sure, but she loved what I was doing anyway. And my dad was just really on edge. Like he didn't believe that I could like make it a job. Like he just, it's like a new thing, isn't it? Like nobody really knows much about it. It's like all very new. But they were the most supportive that they could be, considering I was in my second year and turned around and said, I'm going to drop out for a career that hadn't even really taken off yet. But I like knew in my heart, like it was what I wanted to do. And it was nothing else I wanted to do other than that. And uni was not fulfilling me at all.
And what do they think now? So, what do they think now? Looking at where you're at right now in the Wave House, are they like, yeah, she did it?
They're
basically
they're like totally obsessed. Yeah, they're obsessed. Like they tell all their friends, like it's Facebook posts all the time, being like, oh, you know, and like even my dad like came because BBC were like doing like an interview with us. Even he came, got involved. Our actual like Wave House finale like live stream that we did on TikTok. And my parents were actually the people that were setting off all the fireworks, like were behind the scenes. So they really like, they don't just like support it, they like fully try and help out and like always like trying to be here and like help as much as they can. So they're obsessed with it. Like they absolutely love it. And they're just like, this is crazy. So yeah.
Well, we love to see it. I mean, you're absolutely killing it right now. And I think obviously from where you started in the beginning, so much work must have gone into what you've done to get to where you are now. So how much actual planning and preparation goes into creating your TikTok videos in general? Like, is it a long process?
Well, I mean, for my personal account, I'm constantly like taking inspiration. Like I do a lot of research, especially recently. I just do a lot of research. Like I look what's gone viral on YouTube, like loads of different things. Really, I'm constantly researching. Like if you went on my notes, like at the minute, there's like a long list of all video ideas I've got, like props, who I'm going to do these certain things on. Like it is quite like an extensive process in that respect. Wave House videos, the preparation that goes behind them, it's actually a joke. Like I'm talking hours, days, weeks worth of preparation. Like we have our whole schedule down till January, 7th of January. We have like a whole content pipeline down. Like
that's organized. Wow. You're making us look bad.
It's a lot of preparation, like through everything. And I feel like a lot of the time that's not really like seen as much, but everything like you have to think about, because it's about going viral and about like getting the most amount of views and connecting with people and keeping it real at the same time. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get a chance to sleep?
Oh, don't. Last night, oh my God, you brought that up. It's just like last night was absolutely horrendous.
That triggered something.
Honestly, oh God, like didn't sleep till 2 a.m. Knew I had to come on the podcast. I was like, oh, like I need to like, I don't know what they were doing. Honestly, don't. Like they were, because the house is like kind of like old spooky vibes. They think it's funny to like try and scare people in the house. So we've got like this like doll box that you wind and it makes like a scary noise. So Jimbo is like the ringleader of it all, like running around the house. Spencer's like turning on and on off the landing light. I'm just like, what is actually happening right now? Like it's 2 a.m. Like I haven't slept. Like even like my manager Vicky, she was just like, what was going on? I was like, for God's sake. So like it's like we either don't sleep because we're having content meetings at like 2 a.m. randomly. We'll be like, everyone go to office, like let's think of ideas, or they're messing around and you don't sleep.
I would actually love to be a fly on this wall. Like, I know that everybody listening will just be like, oh my God, it sounds like every young person's dream that the Wave House does. It really, really does.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's an intense environment to say the least, so intense. But yeah, it's good. But
Eloise, I know that you will inspire the millions on TikTok, but is there anyone that inspires you? Is there anyone that you look up to on TikTok for inspiration?
I feel like, honestly, like all the big dogs in America. Like they've got it down. Like the amount of like followers they have, they are literally TikTok in America. It's like celebrity level. Like they're all at such a crazy level. Like it's just ridiculous. Like Addison Rae, Charlie, they've got it all down. They know exactly what they're doing. And I feel like I inspire to be that in the sense of like, I admire what they do and the amount of like backlash they take. Like it's ridiculous. And I feel like they inspire me in that sense of like, they're so strong, like considering how I know what backlash feels like. So yeah, I feel like in a sense, like all the big people in America, they're going to inspire me in some sort of way. But it's also about finding inspiration from other things as well, like YouTube, like even every day. And I feel like everyone in the house inspires each other as well. So
now you've only been on TikTok for about a year and already you've racked up over 69 million likes. Like, let's just take a second for that, because have you ever sat and thought, wow, that's 69 million people that have liked your content?
No.
It's like the realization like sinking in.
That makes it feel like, it's weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like you never like actually think. It's difficult as well because especially with the world that we're living in right now, like you see it as a number, and it's such a shame because of COVID and everything. Like I would love to like go out there and show like my appreciation for anyone that's ever liked any of my videos, like watched me in general. And I think it's so hard to like comprehend that number. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm so grateful that that's even, crazy.
It is wild. 69 million people. I wonder how many stadiums you could fill. It must be like, I don't know the figures, but it's going to be a lot of stadiums, babes. But okay, let's talk a little bit more about the Wave House. So 2020 has been a big year for you. And obviously the Wave House is just this huge phenomenon that has come about. And obviously you're a part of it. Now we're going to have to talk about that mask video, the unmasking video. I'm going to call it the unmasking video. The mask reveal, unmasking video. I mean, it went off. Like, it's safe to say it completely went off. Tell me a little bit about it, because I heard it wasn't your first creative concept. So how did you come up with the idea for that?
So we always kind of had the idea of doing like mask reveals. It was something that we'd like had planned from like the beginning of the Wave House. But in our head, our vision was literally just balaclavas, tracksuits, stood outside the house, unmasking each day. Like we weren't thinking too much into it. We were like, that'll probably do really, really well. And then our management, they sent in these masks, like the crystal masks. And they were like, we ordered these and we were like, oh, these are like really, really cool. But we were like, how's it going to look with tracksuits? I have no idea, but we'll run with it. And go into the house, we had no idea. We're like, oh gosh, run into the house. And it was a week before we had like the mask reveals. Like we posted our house tour. That had done quite well. I think it was on like 200-300K. We were really, really happy. Like I think we had like 20K out of that or something. We were like really, really happy. We were like, cool. We're sat in the living room and like my manager says, those masks aren't going to match the tracksuits, you know? And we're like, yeah, you're probably right. And then we're like, why don't we do suits and dresses and like go like an extra mile? And then someone, I can't remember, was just like helicopter. And then we were like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden, all these like ideas started flowing and they were like, okay, we could do a milk bath. We could do this, that. And when the milk bath like got brought up, everyone was like, nah, we won't do that. We're like, we'll get like a limo, like we'll make it really cool, like we'll base it around cars, like we'll just make it look cool. So we're like, okay, cool. Did that. The day of the mask reveals, the masks hadn't arrived yet. We'd gone the day before into like Romford and got like these anonymous masks, like balaclavas. We just had loads. And on the day, me and Jimbo were like, I was like, Jimbo, we need those masks, really. So we went to the post office. We just turned up and said, please, can we have the package? Like, just give us the package. They gave it to us, luckily. Came back, filmed the helicopter video. Yeah, it was so lucky. Like, everything just planned out so well. Filmed the helicopter video. Then we started filming the mask reveal. So we did like Harmy's Mona Lisa one was first. Like, that was one of the first one. Kate did the swimming pool. And then it was the day of my mask reveal. So the limo had already cancelled on me the day before. So we were actually meant to have it out the day earlier, but didn't turn up. So I was like, crap, like what are we going to do? The next day turns up. I don't know what I'm ordering. Can I just add, like, I thought it was a Bentley or whatever. I don't know anything about cars. Like the boys left it to me to order. I have no idea what. It turns up and the boys are like, oh, like, you cannot. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't know what's wrong with it. They're like, it's not the car that you ordered and paid for. Like, this is not it. And I was like, really? And like, Kate said it so well the other day. Like, if you open the back seat, like, it was just like, you could tell someone had been sick in the back, like prom vibes. Like, it was just not. It was just not it.
Yeah. It's not the vibe.
It was not it. Yeah. So like, I filmed the video, had it, and like came into the office, like where I'm sat now, and I showed everyone the video. I was like, this is it. Added the sound, did all the editing to it, showed everyone, and everyone was like, and I was like, why? I was like, oh. I was like, no one's
Is that
like,
the
happy.
reaction you want?
Yeah, that's not the reaction. So then my manager goes, I mean, it will get the least views out of everyone, but like, that's fine. And I was like, no.
Savage.
So I was sat there, like, said it how it is. But that's really good for me because I'm the type of person, if someone says, like, yeah, you can't, like, so I sat there, go upstairs, I just started crying. I was like, I've messed it up for everyone. I was like, I need to think of a solution. So I just go downstairs. I was like, I'm going to Tesco and I'm going to get milk and flowers. And everyone was like, we have an hour to post this mask bill.
No,
I was like,
an hour.
Yeah, and it was an hour, and we'd already missed the day before because the limo never turned up. We had 1 hour. I run to the shop, grab like cartons of milk, flowers, like all these roses, run upstairs, and like everyone was so supportive. Like we were all in my bathroom, like pouring milk, getting the petals all, like even the boys were like grabbing the petals, like setting them out all pretty, and we were like, I had my dress on, they were like, okay, get in. So I'm like in, and they all say like they've never seen me shake so much because I was shaking with stress, shaking with nervous, shaking because I was in milk. Like the whole situation was just like, and like I was sat there and we were filming it, but everyone was like, the energy, I can never express it. Like everyone was so supportive, like amazing. Filmed it. Didn't have an audio, so they just put a towel down for me. They're like, get out, you don't have time to shower. So I'm just sat on this towel, like drenched in milk. I'm like stinking. I'm like, oh my God. They're like, find an audio. I was like, oh God, okay. Found the audio. Then everyone was like, yes. Run downstairs, show my management. Everyone was screaming. They're like, oh my God, it's gonna get at least a mil. Like we were just like expecting, like we'd been so happy with at least 1 million. We're like, that's gonna go viral, like 1 mil definitely. So we all go out for dinner. We go to like this restaurant, we're eating, and we're all sat at the phone like, what? We left the house with it on 700K. We arrived back at the house and it was on 4 mil. And we were like, what is going on? And I remember we were all like shaking.
What, the same day?
Yeah, literally the same day. We were literally all shaking. And I remember we were sat in the car, all of us, and we were like, we all opened the car doors and we were at this like parking lot. And we just all started sprinting around, like, because we had so much adrenaline in us. We were just running around, like, what is actually happening right now? Like, what? Next morning it was on 20 mil, and now it's on like 53 million or something like that, which is ridiculous. Like, can't believe that.
It's crazy. And tell me about the reaction, because I know the reaction has been pretty intense. If the whole situation of filming it wasn't intense enough, the reaction's been really intense. And I know there's been some really positive comments, but also some negative comments. How do you deal with, taking these negative comments in when you've worked clearly so hard on, this piece of work?
I think the first day that it was posted, I was just in my mind, I just said, I'm not going to read the comments because I kind of knew when it was going to get posted that you were going to have some negativity like here and there. The next morning when I woke up, I think I was like, I'm not going to read them. And I came downstairs and everyone was like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, I was like, I haven't read the comments. So like, let's not speak about it. And then everyone was like, okay, sure. And then like, yeah, it was awful. And then my manager called me and he's like, oh, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then like I went on my Instagram and it was just like the most horrendous comments, like people telling me to kill myself, calling me ugly, like just attacking my personal appearance constantly. And it was like TikTok you get hate on, but when it's being transferred over to your Instagram, you're like, wow, these people are really like going out of their way now. And I just like started crying, and I was just like, I was just so upset, because like these people were attacking my appearance and like you read the comments and there's like hate comments like attacking my appearance with like 700K likes, ridiculous numbers. And I think I took it quite bad. Like I think I cried for a bit, like just tried to ignore it. And the next day I was just distraught. Like I wanted to go home. I wanted to see my mom, my dad. Like I was genuinely just so upset because I was just like, you doubt yourself. You're like, oh my God, my confidence went down quite a lot. I'm just lucky that I'm in an environment where the support system is so strong. Like Jimbo is like amazing when it comes to things like that. He was really putting in perspective. He was like, Elle, like your video got 50 million views. Like, of course there's going to be comments like that. Everyone wants to get top comment nowadays. It's like a trend to hate on people. But when it's your appearance, it like does knock you quite a lot. But I think now, now I've gone through that. Yeah, now I've gone through that. I feel like I'm a lot stronger, which is sad reality of it, because in a way I'm like lucky it was me, because if it had been someone that had maybe not been as strong as me in that sense, because I was trying to block it out, because like some people in the house, I'll sit there and read all the comments all the time, but I was just trying to not read them. I still don't really know what the comments say that much. I know the gist of it because of what comments on mine, but I still haven't to this day never sat there and read through the comments on that video, just because I try to protect myself as much as I can. And I think if that hate had been directed at the wrong person, like God knows what would happen. But it's such a sad situation that I've had to go through that to like become stronger. But it's just having a positive outlook on it. Like at the end of the day, that video went viral. Not everyone's going to think you're good looking. Everybody is like got different perceptions of what that is. It's just, unfortunately, people feel like they have to voice that online, which is sad. But hopefully in the future, like it will grow and people realize like that it can damage a person's mental health for sure. And hopefully like one day we can even help like bring awareness to the whole situation for sure, because it's not nice.
No, and I think, I appreciate you talking so openly about it, because I think it's such a reoccurring topic within any influencer, celebrity, whether it be TikTok, Instagram. Unfortunately, it just seems to be not going away at the minute. And I was actually speaking to the team before this, about kind of hate on TikTok, because it does seem to be like a clout thing at the minute, where it's like, oh, well, if I say something really negative, it'll get loads of likes, then maybe I'll get a few followers. But like, why would you want to do that to somebody? It's just so uncalled for. But definitely, like, take the positives. That video has got over 55 million views, which is bigger than, I don't even know what, but TV shows don't even get them views, babe. So congratulations to you. That's the most viewed, it's the most viewed video on the Wave House now, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Eloise, just give yourself a pat on the back, because if I was you, I'd be like, yeah, that's me. I'm that girl. But I know that the Wave House recently, has also received a little bit of backlash following some interviews and some social media posts. How has that made you feel, being a part of it? How has it made you feel as a person?
I feel like, honestly, like I know what we're trying to do. And I think if people actually like came to like get to know us, because I feel like we've had like news articles and people come to the house and they've actually got to know us, and then the interview or like the article's actually been really, really positive. And I think we are just trying to create this escapism. And I think that I hope people over time kind of see that it is just fun, and we're kind of trying to create this dreamland where it's just like, you never know what's going on here. Like it's crazy. Like we're just trying to be positive. And I think for sure, like it's been tough with a lot of things, and it promotes a lot of hate. But I think my kind of outlook on it is, we're trying to promote positivity, and I personally don't know how people can, like news outlets and things like that, promote such a negative outlook, and especially people that, these people speak about mental health and all of this, but you're bringing like negative light to just young adults who just really trying to have fun and trying to create this escapism and just like bring kind of light to it, because not everything has to be negative. Like we're just trying to be positive, So I think I do see it from that, and I don't really let a lot of it get to me, because I know what we're trying to do. We're kind of in our own bubble, and I think that's the main thing. Like as long as we're creating content that makes other people happy, like whatever, doesn't matter.
Whatever, exactly. But why do you think people are being so negative about it? Do you think it's because it's so different, it's so new? I know that, TikTok houses are a huge thing in the US, but it's fairly new here in the UK. Yeah. Do you think it's just the unknown? Like, why do you think they're being so picky?
I think it is just that we're just trying to be different. Like, we don't want to be like all the other houses that has happened, because they've built such an empire for themselves. Like, you need something a bit different sometimes. Like, they're doing amazing, and if we try to ever go in their lane, it's just not going to work. And we kind of want to put UK on the map in that respect, because US houses are so well known but there's not really much in the UK that's like big, like even on YouTube, anything, like social media just hasn't got that in the UK for some reason. So I think we are just trying to bring that to the UK in a sense. And I mean, yeah, that's all we can try and do, really.
And on a more positive note, I want to know what exactly it is actually like, because I'm sat here actually so excited to hear, what is it like living in the Wave House? Because it must just be surreal.
It is crazy. Like every day is something new. Either a drama's happened, something crazy's turned up, we've thought of a new idea, content meetings after content meetings, we're doing something weird in the house. Like there's always something going on. It's never like a quiet day. I mean, because I'm doing this, it's a bit quiet in the house. Like we've got personal work days. Like we have a full schedule. Like we wake up 9:30, have a meeting every single morning without fail. We'll have a 9:30 content meeting, speak about what we're going to do either in the week or on the day, have a full day planned. But it's so much fun, crazy, intense, like, and also it's not just like the influencers. We have our house manager, our chef, our CEO, like we have so many people that are part of it. That's what I love about it, because like if you saw the behind the scenes, like we are just one big family, and like it's just crazy. Like I just don't think I'll ever be able to really explain and like put into words unless you like come here and like experience what it's actually like. So yeah, it's crazy though.
I mean, if that's an invite, Eloise, I'm on my way, babes. I'll get a car after this.
Calm down. For sure,
but honestly, it looks
always welcome, always.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we need to do it. We need to link up for sure. But I mean, it looks like every young person's dream. I'm dying to get there myself. It looks absolutely incredible. And I did see, you mentioned you have a chef there. I did see a sneaky Instagram account popped up the other night. Is that him or her?
Yeah. So he's called Aaron. He's called himself the Wave House Chef. He is such a creative person. And it's so interesting to see his journey, because I remember when he first started, we had like the hot air balloon out, and I remember like he was like, oh, that's really cool. And he was just like, but now he's so like, he'll get involved in like creativity ideas. He makes his own TikToks. Like he always, whatever he cooks us, he'll take a picture and post it on his Instagram. He does like, he made like this Wave House burger on TikTok. Like he's just a creative person in general. So everyone's got their own like little thing where everyone's got creativity, and that's what I love, because it's not just about the influencers. Like any single person that comes in and gives input about creativity, I absolutely love it, because outside opinions is just like the best thing, because it's not just about us, it's like a whole collective. We want to know like it's so many different brains, so you never know what you can come up with. That's the beauty of it, I think.
I feel like if you walked into the TikTok house, if you walked into the Wave House, creativity would just be like poured on you. I feel like it's like this glitter that's just going to get thrown on you, because it just sounds electric. That is what it literally sounds like. And I mean, their account, so the actual Wave House TikTok account just blew up. In a week, it got 2 million followers, didn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
And now it's on something like 3.2 million, 3.3 million. And I mean,
I think so.
Wow. It's not even been going a long time. How is it to be going, how is it to be part of something so huge?
It's amazing. Like, I'm so grateful. I think we never expected it to get to this level ever. And it's so crazy to see, like, because it was me and Jimbo and Kami literally had the idea one day at 3 a.m. when we're in lockdown. And we've been planning this for absolutely ages. Like,
wow.
Had the whole thing down, like it's all we've ever wanted to do. To see this whole thing turn into a reality, it's absolutely crazy. Like I just can't believe that we're actually in this situation. And to think like our goal was like 100k in a month, 500k by the end of the like 3-month period. And to think that we literally in a week got 2 million, it's just crazy. Like I can't believe that we ever got to this. I'm just so proud and like happy to be part of something like so unique, and like just that brings positivity. I just love it.
It's so exciting to think where it's going to go. Like the possibilities are just, endless. And you're already doing so much. I just cannot wait to see what the kind of future holds for the Wave House. But when you went into the Wave House, you mentioned there was a couple of people you'd spoken to. You were actually friends with a few of the creators beforehand, weren't you?
Yeah, so how it kind of came about was me and Jimbo were on FaceTime to Kami one night. We kind of came up with the idea. And me and Jimbo have been signed with our management company, Yoke, for like, I think it's come on to a year in December. I think we signed with them in December. But I've always had a really good relationship with them, like literally like family to me. So I called up my manager and I just we hadn't even asked any of the other creators at this point. It was just an idea. So I just called up my manager and said, oh, hey, like, how would you kind of feel about like a house and like, these would kind of be the people, hadn't asked anyone, just hoping they said yes. And been like, these would be the people and like, what do you think? So he was like, okay, I'll call you back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, he called me back. He was like, just spoke to the CEO, who's Jide. He was like, yeah, said it's all good to go. Send me over the people and we'll start looking for houses. And I was just like,
oh my God,
like, really? Yeah. And I hung up, I was like, Jimbo, like, they said yeah. And he was like, really? And I was like, we haven't even asked anyone. What do we do? So then he was like, okay, like, let's call Carmi. So we called Carmi. We're like, Carmi basically, like, and the group, we already knew who it'd be because we're all best friends. Like, we've gone on holiday together. We were already a group. So we had Millie, Spencer and Kate to ask left, really. So we asked them and they were like, yeah, we're 100% down. A week later, we had our first meeting. We were having meetings like every month because I think this was going on for planning for about 3 to 4 months. Finding houses, everything like that. So we were all best friends. Like just before the Wave House, we all went on holiday together. We went to Croatia, went to Crete. Like we've always like been really, really good friends. And I think that's the beauty of it. Like we haven't just been thrown into this and none of us know each other because firstly, that would be really awkward. And secondly, like for ideas wise, if one of us doesn't like an idea, like you have to be honest. And I think if we weren't friends, we'd be like, yeah, that's a good idea. But when we're speaking, we're like, no way, that's a bad idea. Like, why would we do that? Perfect. Or, we bounce off each other well. And I think that's the beauty of the house. Like, we've got such a good dynamic. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that, really. Like, we're very lucky in that respect.
And with the fact that you are friends, is there ever any competitiveness? Like, are you like, I need the most views, I want to get the most views. You've got to be competitive, surely.
You know what? Not really, to be honest. Yeah, like not really, because when it's like, I feel like people would have thought that based off like the mask reveals, like, oh, who got the most views or stuff like that. But we were all just happy because we kind of take it as like a group thing. I mean, like, Carmi kind of tries to wind me up sometimes. Like, we'll like be a bit like, he'll be like, I'm going to post a prank today to like annoy me or whatever. But we're not really that competitive. I feel like, yeah, I don't know, like he's a wind up. So, but like, yeah, other than that, it's not really competitive. Like we're all very supportive of each other.
I love that.
Which I guess is kind of weird. You would expect it, but yeah, we are.
No, that's really nice. But you spoke before about drama. There's always some drama in the house. So what kind of drama is there? What happens in the house when it's normally drama time?
So to be honest, there's not that many arguments, if I'm being honest. But for example, yesterday there was like we were filming a TikTok, but it was so last minute. Like we had to get 100 plates. And then Jimbo was like to Carmi, you need to go get these 100 plates because me, Eloise and Spencer are filming. And he's like, I'm not going. And then they were like, you have to go. And then them two were like at it, shouting. I was like, oh my God, I just walk off. And then the whole day was awkward. We're like filming because them two are like, they're like best friends. So like they make up like that, what boys are like. But if anything happens, like everyone will feel it because they're just like inseparable. So yeah, like things like that. It's just like silly little arguments. But because it's such an intense environment, like it's just like, I'm surprised there's not more, to be honest. Like honestly, I'm actually surprised there's not more, genuinely. Oh, and last night, obviously with the 2 a.m. situation, I was raging this morning. I was like to Jimbo, that was not good of you. And Vicky had a go at Jimbo, like we all were having a go at Jimbo. And Jimbo was like, I didn't even do anything. And I was like, whatever. So yeah, you've got things like that all the time. Something's happening.
I love that you were like, Jimbo, that's not good of you. Like you weren't giving him a proper turn off. It's just, that's not good of you. But babe, I'm sure he knows I'm not doing that again, okay? But it's good to know that there's no like real deep dramas, it's just kind of top plan and it's keeping it chill and keeping it lighthearted. So that's definitely good to know. Now, 2020, Eloise, it's been a crazy year. Obviously, we've been going through a pandemic, COVID-19, but how has the Content House like helped you? Do you think it's kind of made lockdown a little bit easier for you?
100%, because right now, if I was in my apartment in Windsor, I would probably be struggling. But genuinely, because the time where even lockdown was eased, like in September, when we could go out, we weren't really, because we were literally, it's like a bubble, genuinely. We're in here like all the time. It's in the middle of nowhere. We're literally in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere really to go. The only place we could go is Nando's, realistically. Nando's, Five Guys, like that's like 20-minute drive. That's all we can go. And we're so focused that even before it felt like a lockdown. So I feel like now it feels exactly the same as how it did for me in September. The only difference is on the weekends, I can't see my family, which is obviously very difficult, because the weekends is the time where you could see your family, you could see your friends. But I guess like we have each other, and like we can FaceTime our family, we can FaceTime our friends, for example. But that's the only kind of difference that it's been. It's just those 2 days have kind of been taken away from us in that respect. But other than that, for me, everything's the same. Like we're just doing exactly what we were doing before, which I'm really grateful for, because especially in like the lockdown before, your mental health can take a toll. It could be really stressful. So we're really lucky in that respect, really.
And would you say that kind of lockdown and this whole pandemic has had a positive impact on TikTok as a whole? Because people are spending more time indoors, more time on their phones, more time on TikTok.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like TikTok definitely took off a lot more. And I think that's a good thing in the sense of like, it is an escapism. Like you can go on TikTok, something can make you laugh. Like it is, in a way, apart from the comment section, the videos are quite positive. Like there's always something funny. There's always like a cute dog on there. Like there's always something, for sure. So, I mean, it is really nice that TikTok has like kind of had that attention during lockdown. I feel like it wasn't as big before, but it's definitely had like a positive impact for TikTok, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And what would you say has been your favourite piece of content to film so far? So I know you've done some crazy things with the Wave House. You've had Jurassic Park, you've had the roller coaster, you've had Halloween specials. What has been your favourite piece of content? And if it's not come out yet, can we get a sneaky exclusive?
What is, to be honest with you, what is coming up, like what we're filming this week, because we're filming, I personally think, what I feel like is kind of similar to mask reveals. It's not reveals, but it's got that energy, but it's Christmas special.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I genuinely think, I genuinely think that and like from now till the end of December, actually beginning of January, I think is the best content. I personally think, like, I don't know if I'm about to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. In December, we're basically every single day of the month, we're going to be giving something away to the audience, basically. So it's an advent calendar. Like we have a big advent calendar, and each day we're going to open it up and it's going to be something. And the giveaway prize that we have are like crazy. We know every single one because we sat there one day and just wrote everything out. And I think that's going to be amazing because we're giving back to people at a time that is going to be like a tough time. And I think this week's content, like the week coming, really, really fun. I love Christmas. But I think like my favorite does have to be like the whole mask reveal period. But I also really enjoyed Halloween quite a lot. Halloween was actually quite fun. But definitely I personally don't think anything will ever top the experience because what we created was so unique. But also Halloween was a lot of fun. Like we just one day got all our like special effects makeup. We literally just did it in the house, but it was so much fun. Like we were jumping in the pool in like dresses and like it was just so much fun. It was like real creativity at that time. So yeah, but I think definitely what's to come for me is the most exciting for sure.
We will look forward to that. I mean, I cannot wait. It already sounds so exciting. I just can't wait for December to come now. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be a lot of fun.
We've also been loving the YouTube series as well, The Reality of Living in a TikTok House. How different is that filming for YouTube? Because I know that you actually have your own YouTube channel and you've done a bit in the past, but how different is it creating YouTube videos versus TikToks?
I think it is a lot different, and I think we were going to go down a different route at first with like the whole YouTube and like kind of do like sit down vibe energies that's like quite popular. But one day I was just like to everyone, because we'd kind of filmed a few and the vibe just was not matching our TikTok and it wasn't showing us in a real light, because I do think when you switch on a camera and you do YouTube, you have a YouTube personality. It's natural, you turn on your extra animated. And I just think that everybody in the house like has such an amazing personality that I think could be like portrayed so much more through us just being filmed without kind of knowing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the crazy thing about it. Like, we now have like a camera team of like 3 or 4 people that come in and they're just on us 24/7, like just filming us all the time. And like, even if we go Starbucks, we go out, like they come with us. So we are really trying to get the like inside of what it's actually like to live in a TikTok house, because you even see, like, we just filmed an episode the other day and there was a massive argument which like there's an argument, and it shows like these things happen. Like, you see like like us like not wanting to film and wanting to film, and you see all the different emotions. And I think that everyone wants that, like, to know what it's actually like. And I don't want to sit there and like go in front of a camera sometimes and just be like, yeah, like we're having so much fun, because in reality, like that's not how life is. Like, you never know what's going to pop up, who's going to get angry feelings, etc. So yeah, I think that's the beauty of what we're trying to achieve, really. And it is different for sure. Like, it's intense. You walk down at 9 a.m. cameras are on you. But I think that's where it's like the beauty of it, and that's what we're trying to really portray. So yeah.
Well, it sounds like some great reality TV, babes. So that's my next question. Could you see this going further with a TV show, maybe?
I do hope so. I think the series on YouTube has definitely started off quite slow, because it's been like, we're kind of really getting into it and used to it. But I think the next like 3 or 4 series, it's very action packed. Like, you kind of get to know the dynamics of the group. But I do hope in the future, for sure, like, you always want to reach further. And like, if this was to ever go past social media, like, I do feel like it could be a reality TV show, in the sense like people would be like wanting to know what is actually going on. So yeah, for sure, I think it definitely shouldn't just stop at social media. Like, there's so much more. So hopefully.
Well, honestly, I can't wait. Fingers crossed for you, babe. Let's put it into existence. I think it can definitely happen. Watching them videos myself, that was the first thing I thought of. Like, this should be on TV. It's such high quality, such amazing content.
Thank you so much.
We love to see it, and we are here for it. We'll be keeping our fingers crossed for you guys. Now, before we kind of start to wrap things up, obviously you mentioned Jimbo before, so I just wanted to ask what his kind of support has meant to you during this time, because obviously he's in the Wave House with you.
Yeah.
Do you think the experience would be any different without him? Could you imagine it without him?
I couldn't, and it's so crazy to like, we have become so much stronger as a couple, like, from being in here, which is kind of weird, because going into it, you're working with someone, living with someone, and in a relationship with someone. And I think this is like, without knowing, has been like our ultimate test. Like, we don't argue, we're so on the same page with everything, and if anything, it's brought us so strong together. And I just like the amount of support that he's given me, from me going through hate, me being stressed, like even being happy. Like, he's always so supportive. Like, even like before I went on this, he was like, you're going to do amazing. Like, don't worry, you've got this. Like, being so supportive. And I think that he has literally made my experience, like, honestly, like, he is like amazing in that respect. And I just wouldn't want to be here without him. Like, genuinely wouldn't. Like, and it's amazing, like, when we grow up and we can like explain that what we've done together. And I think that's what I love about the relationship. Like, we started on TikTok together, and we're growing, and we're like growing an empire together. And I think that's what I love about it the most. Like, yeah, that's the best thing, you know. Like, it's so rare that you can have that with someone, and like, we do the same job, we can speak about it all the time, but still have that like connection as well. It's like, it's just amazing. I'm really grateful for him.
I literally got shivers off that. That was so emotional. Honestly, I'm so glad to know that like you've got him, you've got each other, and that his support is there for you, especially with everything that you did go through. I'm so glad that you've got that person that you can turn to and that can make you, you know, feel better and kind of realize what great, amazing things you are doing, and think about all the positives rather than the negatives. Yeah, for sure. No, he's amazing in that respect, definitely. Yeah. Oh, shout out to Jimbo. I hope he's listening. He will be, I hope. My gosh. Oh, that's so cute. But as well, it was also your birthday a couple of weeks back. Mm-hmm. So tell me, how was the celebrations for that? It must have been crazy in that house. So obviously couldn't go out or anything. So just a meal. Just a meal with the gang, really. That was it, really. We don't really like drink or do anything too crazy in here for some reason. We're like a bit boring, to be honest. You're so busy working, that's why. Yeah, we're just drained, honestly. We're drained. Like, the first week when the mask reveals were happening, we were like, when we like hit 10K, I remember like we had like champagne and we were like all like happy. But like now we're just so chill, like we're like a family. We just have a meal together and it's just sweet, you know. Oh, well, happy belated birthday from Pretty Little Thing. Lots of love. You know, we love you. So we're glad that you had a great day. And I mean, yeah, this podcast has been amazing. But to kind of round it off, I just wanted to ask kind of where you see yourself going in the future. You're already doing so much right now and so many amazing things for such a young age. Where do you see the future going? What is next?
Well, I do hope, like we said, like we take this further than social media. Hopefully in the future, maybe not necessarily in the UK, but like kind of branching out somewhere else. I think that would be amazing. We'd love that. And I just think, yeah, just kind of reaching maybe like my own business, like something like that. I would love like to kind of do something in like fashion or beauty or things like that. Like I do love that. It's like my passion. And yeah, I just hopefully like we just progress as the Wave House and we're just still very strong in like a couple years time, like, and we'll just build this legacy together, hopefully. So we'll definitely see, but hopefully, yeah, we're just gonna be past social media, hopefully. And yeah.
Well, Eloise, it's great to see you doing so many amazing things. And you know that we'll all be supporting you here at Pretty Little Thing. And we just can't wait to see what is next for you and what's next for the Wave House. So thank you so much for coming and joining us today on PLT Behind Closed Doors. It's been amazing getting to know you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It means the world. Like the working with PLT has always been like my biggest dream. Like whenever I used to say, like when I started, it was always like Pretty Little Thing, Pretty Little Thing, Pretty Little Thing. And you were the first company to ever reach out to me and like a company that's always supported me. So I love you guys at PLT so much. Honestly, I love you guys.
I am so happy to know. I'm so happy to know we were the first company to reach out to you. But I mean, you know, like I say, you are loved here so much and we will support you forever. So we'll hopefully meet in person sometime soon. I mean, that would be nice. Once COVID's over.
Yeah, for
Well, thank you so much. And to all of our amazing people watching on YouTube, we are going to go on to an exclusive part of the podcast now where we go into Eloise's DMs. So if you'd like to come and see this exclusive part of the content, go over to your app of choice, streaming app of choice, and listen in now.
Thank you so much for having me. I've loved it.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much, babe. We'll see you soon.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye.